Hey, what's up, everybody? I initially planned this series where I break down emails from people from top tier marketers or top tier companies, and I break down emails from them and like dissect basically what worked for them and what are the elements in that particular email that might have worked for them, or what kind of elements do they use in their email and basically in their copy. Now let me get this straight. Like, I have some of my personal favorites like Ryan Dees, like Chris Orzi, um, and a couple of people and a couple of businesses. So I'll be sharing I'll be sharing emails from them, as I have the emails in my swipe file in my swipe file. So yeah, and has a different style of writing. uh, Once you go through the breakdown of different people, you'll be able to recognize the pattern yourself. Now in today's video, I'm going to break down an email that I got from Ryan Dees. Now Digital Marketing Lab has a special place in my heart and in my journey, because when I started copywriting, eh, I basically took the first course from Digital Marketer Lab, for which I got the certificate too, in back in March 2020. Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing. Now, let me start by breaking down. Now, let me tell you this one thing. Like, I've started this series to show you what top tier marketers and top tier businesses use in their copy. Now, my wordings might be a bit confusing here, you know, here when we'll talk about this, but I can assure you this one thing, that I'll explain you my thoughts in a very in a very clear way, in the most clear way possible. And with time, my speaking skills on this video will also improve, and I'll try to add a video cam. So yeah, let's begin and try to keep this video pretty short. Now let's start with the subject line: the work already proved itself. Now this is basically a curiosity plus a social proof kind of subject line. Like, curiosity, like this work, like what work already proved itself. And already proved itself is kind of a social proof, um, coming from someone like Ryan or Digital Marketer Lab. This also had some credibility, and it's not just someone who just worked with two clients or got two students and writing curiosity driven emails or thinking like this opportunity will make you a multi-millionaire. But yeah, let's not get off track now. Yeah, let's start. So this is kind of a classic curiosity plus social proof driven subject line. Here I've just highlighted social proof. I don't know why there is this spacing, but yeah, let's start with the body copy. So, like, hey Shan, now, yeah, hey Shan, none of what's inside digital marketer vault was created in theory. It was built in real business under real uh, pressure, with real money on the line. These frameworks don't come from whiteboard or trend reports. They were shaped by thousands of campaign launches, funnels, and experiments across major channel and business models. Now, if you are into marketing, now if you are into business or any kind of course, people often just take the theoretical things and just teach it in their course without proper research, or without proper real life experience, or you know without having a proper skin in the game. But at Digital Marketer Lab, they already are working with clients, they are working with some big businesses, they are working on their own ads and funnels and stuff, so they get to test a lot of these strategies. So this particular section of this email is kind of wild social proof plus USP. How this is a social proof? It is a social proof in a way that Digital Marketer Lab is a successful company. Ryan Dace is a successful marketer, so his strategies, or the strategies inside the vault, is working well. And how this is a USP? Because most of the people don't have a real life business to implement their marketing strategy. They just teach theory and like move on. Now that's why they spread. Marketers don't just learn them, they use them, then taught them to their teams, then build businesses on top of them. Now, one thing that I noticed in basically Ryan's copy is that I like how he, rhymes things. Like the first word will be same, then, they. Like if it will be just the same word, or it would be something rhyming. So this kind of sings when you read it in the flow. It kind of sings, and this makes more sense. And people often tend to read this more. If you've been around digital marketing for any amount of time, you have already seen the fingerprints, the way offers are structured, how funnels are mapped, how messaging is clarified, how growth system are built instead of one of tactics. Now again, I have highlighted this same thing here. Again, here also the rhyming thing is working, and it's working fine here, because when you'll see here, it's again how the funnels are mapped, how messaging is clarified, how growth system are built instead of one of tactics. So yeah, this rhymes, and this kind of makes it pretty interesting to read the copy, or basically go through the copy. Now let's move on. That influence didn't disappear when tools changed. It's still here, quietly doing the work. Like it's kind of a dig at the AI thing. Like people just think AI will replace everything, but what his core thought process here is that the underlying strategy or the underlying knowledge will not change. It will be just built upon AI will be just built upon it, and like with time passing by, the underlying strategies are basically same. Let's say, let me give you a quick example. In, let's say, 1980s, how to stand out in your advertisement. It was basically a pattern interrupt and a USP. Like, do what your competitor is not doing, or like do something pretty strange that people don't expect you to do. That is basically a underlying strategy or principle that is valid till now. Now, if you want your Facebook ads to be successful, what you have to do is either you have to have a pattern interrupt, or you have to do something that your competitors ain't willing to do. So yeah, that's basically his dig here. The Walt Disney collection of how to videos frozen in time. It's a record of thinking that has already been validated in the market. Again, social proof kind of thing. I've not highlighted it, but otherwise I'll just have to highlight the complete email, because the whole email is a good copy. That's why we are comfortable putting it away. Yeah. So the work has been done. The proof already exists. Again, rhyming again and again, social proof, and like just is saying it out directly. Like work is already done. You just have to plug and play, or you don't have to wait for the lessons, or you don't have to wait for the live class. And second, the proof already exists, because a lot of people have qualified from this digital marketing lab. A lot of people have got good results, and the people who are teaching themselves, they have good result under their belt. If you want to own the body of work before it sealed permanently, you can do that here. Now it's extremely scarcity driven thing, like because this is a golden vault that is going away, and no one will be able to get their hands on it after it's gone. Now the call to action is a benefit driven call to action, like access the digital marketer retirement bundle. I kind of like it. I often use action driven email call to actions, because basically people don't want to click on like, yeah, sign up, or like, yeah, read more. Instead, you can just do a benefit driven. Let's say if you're having a webinar where you're talking about like 5 ways to have better tax planning for your business, but you can have the call to action is that call to action would be just register for the webinar, or you can say book my seat for the webinar, reserve my seat for the webinar, something like that. Now once this window closes, the vault stays closed. Now again, putting the some people would be on fence, like pushing them over the fence, and like telling them, hey, this is a one time thing and you won't get it anywhere else anytime after this. Now at last, it's his photo, name, and designation. Now a photo is kind of a unique thing. If you'll go through your inbox, go through your marketing emails, you'll see majority, like 90, 95%, 99%, even 99% of people are not doing this photo thing. And this is kind of a pretty unique thing in your in not specifically your, but in overall in marketing niche or in emails. So basically one or two people I've seen using this photo, and this kind of build credibility, and this makes the people it makes the reader think like, hey, there's another person sitting on the other side and writing this email. A human connection always boosts the conversion. Now, yeah, I'm sure I'll improve my breakdown strategy and the way I break down and explain things with time. But you gotta adjust with this particular you can say tutorial and thing. So yeah, let's get going, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new email, probably from a different business or a different marketer. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching this video.